Hello, Martin Sim Racing fans, and it is time for the Gran Turismo 7 World Series Season 2, Round 1, and we are at Trail Mountain. And you saw it in the title. It is Ford versus Chevy, Mustang versus Corvette. It always comes back to that, doesn't it? And I will be driving the Ford. You can bet that. I will not be caught in that Chevrolet. No, sir. But I tell you what, that Corvette is fast and is going to give us fits. Or is it? Who knows? You got to stick around, find out, and see what happens in this race. And we got a 151.7, and that puts us in first place. Yes, sir. We are in pole position to start the race. Can you believe it? In the first ever GT2 race for a World Series event, Martin Sim Racing is starting first. Now, starting the race here, I want to go over the strategy real quick while we watch this first lap and kind of let things settle in. You have to use hard tires, but you are allowed to use medium tires. You are not required to take a pit stop. So you have a few options, or two options, basically the way I see it. You can go medium tires for like 9 laps and then slap on the hard tires for the last lap. If the pit stop takes longer than the time you make up using medium tires, obviously you just want to do hard tires the whole race, right? If the pit stop doesn't take longer, then you're better off doing it that way, medium, then boom, hard. I decided at the last minute I would like to do hard tires the entire race. As I'm changing it to hard tires, my timer runs out, and I'm forced to start, as you can see, on medium tires. So this really wasn't the strategy I wanted, but I was indecisive. I hadn't thought about it a lot, because what strategy am I going to use is something new that I'm not really been thinking about a lot. You know, this is just another area of weakness that I've got to correct. So I'm kind of forced at this point to use medium tires. Well, I am forced to use medium tires. So I'm thinking, go 9 laps, stay out in front, build as big a lead as you can, and maybe it's big enough that it doesn't matter about using the medium, you know, switching to the hards for the last lap and the pit stop and all, and I can still win the race. And not only is all that true, but at this point, this was my first race of the night. I'm sure these other guys have already done this race before tonight, so they'd already figured out this is the fastest strategy for sure and all this stuff. Well, I haven't, so I don't know. But I don't know if they're on hard tires. I don't know if that Corvette's on hard tires right behind me. I don't know if he's on medium tires. I'm not sure. Is everybody else going to pit at some point? Or am I the only one that's going to have to pit? You know, if I don't pit and get on those hard tires at least 1 lap, then I'm going to get like a 1-minute penalty. So it's game over. So you ain't got no other choice. So I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I've decided it doesn't even matter at this point. The race has already started. I mean, this is in the first lap. I'm building a little bit of a lead here. And if they are on hard tires, they're hanging with me pretty good, which kind of sucks, you know. But I'm going to do the best I can. That's all I can do. And if it doesn't work out, I've got one more shot at it in the 11 o'clock race. And that's kind of where it's sitting right now. So I'm trying to put up good times. And, you know, I would love to see those 151.8, 151.7, 151.5. If I could do that, based on what I've seen in qualifying and in warm-ups, I would be in great shape. Even with a pit stop, I might still can pull this thing out, or at least get a podium finish. So I'm up here just driving by myself a lot of this race, guys. So now we're going to skip ahead and we're going to look at lap 5. You can see when I look behind me at the end of the long straight, at the end of the lap, starting of the next lap, lap 6, you can't even see anybody back there. That's because I built up like a 10-second lead at this point. I think the pit stop's like 22 seconds though, okay? So if these guys don't ever pit, that 10-second lead's gone. It doesn't matter. I mean, it really doesn't. And then also, when do I pit? Do I pit on lap 7? And that gives me 2 laps to catch back up. But here's the other thing. I did drive hard tires for like 2 laps. 2 laps practicing is all I did, because I kept thinking I got to get this qualifying time down. And I drove those hard tires terribly. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I have no traction control turned on with the Mustang, which I used to couldn't even do a few weeks ago. And I'm running pretty fast. My times are like 152s, 153s though, and it's just not, you know, I'm scared of putting hard tires on. If I can put the hard tires on, I'm going to do is definitely bump that traction control up to 1, because I wasn't good on the hard tires. I'll be honest with you, like really bad. So I'm just thinking, for me at this point, this is the best thing. Just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Maybe something will happen, they'll crash. But these guys, apparently are driving pretty clean back there. So as you can see, I have a pretty good lead. We're gonna go back and look at some of these guys and see what they're doing on lap 6. Same lap I'm on right now, lap 6. There's the Corvette. Timmy's driving it, I believe, and Omar is behind him. He drafts him, which allows Timmy to overtake Islander Jim. So these guys are pretty fast, and they're on. You can see he is on hard tires, so he's not going to pit. Timmy is not going to pit, but you got to keep in mind, I'm telling you that after the race. I didn't know that during the race, okay? So they're battling the whole race, though, and that does help me. I'm just out there driving by myself, putting up good, clean laps. I think I slid one time on lap 2, but it was like barely anything. So for the most part, my laps are good, but they weren't those 151s. Last night when I was practicing, I was putting up 151 something after 151 something every lap. Just didn't happen. So here, let's fast forward to lap 8. Still in first place in lap 8. And really, I have about that 10-second lead, 10, 11-second lead at this point. And those guys are just battling that back there behind me, so I'm able to stay out in front. But I know the pit stop's like 20 seconds because I did one pit stop in warm-ups just to see if I could get into the pits without getting a penalty, which I didn't, because it's sneaky the way you have to get in the pits. But I am aware of it at this point in the race, and this is lap 9. So all I'm saying to myself, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but I'm just saying, make sure you pit, make sure you pit. I'm just driving saying that, make sure you pit, make sure you pit, because I have to pit or I'm going to get a 1-second penalty because there's no opportunity after this. And I also noticed that nobody else has pitted up until this point. So kind of like I'm afraid I'm going to go in the pits here and like everybody is just going to pass me all at once. I'm going to finish like last. I mean, I'm like, I had a pole position. If I could have just got those hard tires switched, I'd have been okay. I could have just stayed in first place just like this with the hard tires, and then it would have just been an easy win. But nothing's ever easy. We always got to have drama here on the Martin YouTube channel, Martin Sim Racing. So we got a few more turns here. We've got to get into the pits now. Not only we got to get in there, but it's like I said, it's sneaky how you got to enter the pits on this track to keep from getting a 3-second penalty for going over the pit line. Okay, so if you're out there and you haven't played a lot and you're kind of wondering why you're getting these penalties, well, I finally figured out it's on entrance and on exit of the pits. You have to be behind certain lines. You come around, it's not this, this turn, boom, you got to be in right there. You've got to be, you can't cut across. You got to be in it coming out of that turn. You got to know what you're doing and get in there. Now here's my pit stop, first place still, got about a 10-second lead. So I'm just sitting here saying, come on forward. You guys got to hurry up. When I get the car up here, now I'm dropping the fourth. I'm like, hurry up. Now this is what's going on outside the pits while I'm in here getting my tires changed. We got Timmy in first place now, and we got Islander Jim right behind him. And I know they're sitting there thinking, oh man, he had to pit. We got him. Let's battle it out for first place. And now we can see the overtake here by Islander Jim, and he's in first place. And we're stuck in the pits getting our tires changed. And I mean, and then you've got Omar right there in third, and I'm coming out of the pits. I'm going to be in fourth place coming out of the pits. So it's not like a bad deal, right? I'm still top 5, but golly, I had pole position. And stupid move with the tires, man. I should have just changed to the hard tires. I should have recognized that was it. But I just wasn't 100% sure, because it's just being this competitive with it is just new to me. Really, thinking about it and playing online like this. So that's what's going on while I'm in the pits getting my freaking tires changed. All right, so let's jump back here. Here we are in the pits, still waiting. Obviously I don't have this synced up on time just perfect, but this gives you an idea. This is a long pit stop. This ain't no Formula 1 Max Verstappen's pit stop. This is like old school NASCAR, right? So we get it in here. Can the 4 guys do it fast? Let's go. Come on, hurry up. Hurry up is all I can say. Just hurry up. I got to go. So we get out. We're going to come out in 4th place. But like 5th, and 6th, and 7th, I mean, they're bearing down. They didn't pit. You can see they're not, I mean, they're like a second behind me or something. And I got to get up to speed. And I'm there again. I'm on these hard tires. So I flip over my traction control, bump it up to 1. And I'm like, just finish 4th. Just finish. Just take your 4th place and be happy. And then I'll decide. I'll have to have about 10 minutes or so to decide. Do I want to do the 11 o'clock race and risk finishing worse than 4th? Or am I fast enough that if I just do the right strategy, I may even win that race? And that's kind of what I'm thinking at this point, because I'm not real happy with 4th place finish, being in pole position over some tires and some strategy stuff. So I hit it just like Gritty says right there, and boom, there we go. Now, I'm feeling pretty good about my time on this lap, but I think I'm like, if I can remember correctly, I'm about 9 seconds behind the 3rd place guy. And 1, 2, and 3, honestly, they're running like right together. Okay, so we're not too bad off. It's just that there's only 1 lap left. So the other thought that I am thinking while I'm racing here is I'm thinking, well, dadgum, if I was just pitted on like lap 5, maybe I could have come back and overtaken these guys. Maybe I could have made up that 10 seconds. But then I'm like, I don't think so, because once I got the 10-second lead, it was kind of like it just stayed that way. And like there again, you got to remember, me personally, this is where it gets to a personal decision. I didn't drive this car well at all on hard tires warming up. I'm doing okay now, but my traction control's on 1, not on 0. So, there's that as well. And this guy, rearview mirror, he's right there, but there's no way he's catching me. I got 4th place as long as I don't just sling the car around coming around this curve, which can happen. But then I come around, look, we have a caution, and the guy's just slid out on the side, and it's our Chevrolet friend. It's Ford versus Chevy right here, baby. Can we do it? Yes, we do. Boom, 3rd place, but as soon as we cross the line, we're in 2nd place. Why? Mr. Omar was racing medium tires the whole race, and he never pitted. So, guys, we got 2nd place. We got the silver medal. We get to taste the champagne, baby, on our first ever GT2 League race. Look at it again. Here's how he just spins out. And that's what I was talking about doing with the Mustang. Like, you got to be careful right there. If you slam that throttle trying to get a little extra power, the car just snaps on you, especially if you don't have the traction control turned on. Most of these guys probably don't. Or if they do, they have it on 1. But, it worked out okay. I mean, 2nd place isn't 1st. I understand that. But 2nd place in my first GT2 race makes me feel really good. If I'd have just chosen the hard tires from the get-go and raced only hard tires, I would have probably won the race, but it's not a guarantee, because, see, I wouldn't have been as fast. That's just the thing about it. I wouldn't have been as fast in the end. But look, it worked out. 2nd place ain't bad. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Hey, roll tide about it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get ready for next week, and next week, let's go for the win. Let's put up a gold medal. Let's taste the champagne again. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've made it this far and you do like this video, please give me a please give me a thumbs up. And please subscribe, because that way you can see when I post videos. Because I'm trying to post at least 2 videos a week, at least 1. But last week I did get up like 2 or 3 videos. So y'all have a good one. Have a good week. Talk to you next time. And we're going to get ready to try to win that race next week. See you later.